Hey, I'm Decathlon Gamer. Welcome back to FM21. It's Worst to First. It's episode number 9. We are coming right up on the completion of multiple pieces of work. Youth facilities, our training facilities are all on the verge of being upgraded, and I'm really excited to see what level of upgrade we're going to get from that. I'm predicting that it's more than just one level. It's been quite a few years since I've actually had facilities that were upgraded over the course of a playthrough. Yeah, even though I've had lengthy playthroughs, but it has been a number of years in game where I would put in that kind of time to see that big of a change. It's a mystery to me kind of how this is going to turn out. We also do have a match coming up on the day that I believe it's supposed to be done. I believe it's the 30th that this is supposed to be finished up, so we might be playing through that match as well, as I really don't want to bypass it. I'm curious to see how it goes. So roughly a day away from that completion now. Okay, now getting into the day itself, but it's 8 a.m. Is it done? Yes, it is. Youth and training facilities are upgraded. It has been completed. All right, well, on the surface, how is it looking? We have adequate corporate facilities. That's level 6. Below average training and below average youth facilities. Okay. Well, what does that amount to? Well, let's find out officially what is that. And by the way, from 1, our club reputation is now 314. Still very small, but it's an improvement. All right, there it is. The facilities. 6. Okay, we got a +5 to each, which is right about what I would have figured. 5 points, not bad. That's a significant upgrade. So, progress. Junior coaching, youth recruitment, still level 1s. The corporate facilities defaulted. It was blank. It was empty. I thought it was going to be nothing as a result, and then we loaded up the first time, and it gave us level 9. So that's what we have now. We still have a very small stadium, which I'd love to see upgraded. It does have the expansion capacity of max 200,000. Wouldn't that be something if we had a stadium with 200,000? But right now it's a capacity of 250. So tiny with only 100 seating. We've got to get a little bit higher up to get that to trigger an expansion, our first expansion on that one. We've already gone from semi-pro to pro, so I would expect a decent rise in the size of the stadium as we do some sort of expansion, but it looks like we're going to need to target another facility upgrade before long, because 6 is still very small. It's 1 to 20 is the range, so we're still looking at very small, but I'm guessing if I asked right away, they'd go, it's too soon. I wouldn't blame them for that, but it's asking the right question and when. We have high determination. We have high motivation within the board, but we have low reputation, and it's just asking the right question at the right time to get us to build up. And there's a lot of things that I know we can get done rather quickly, but it's all a matter of timing. We have 2 injuries within the squad right now. Thor out for about a month to 2 months, and about a month or less on Groot. So both of them, that's not good. Iron Man also not in the greatest of moods, but they have reacted well to our latest chat. And in that, we've promised some playing time to the bench warmer, who has not had a start yet. So we're going to make sure that he does get in for a couple of matches and hopefully turn that around. Of course, I want the whole team to develop. And then, of course, at the same time, we're in a bit of a fight for league supremacy. We've got a game in hand on those around us, but we're not in that ideal position. We're not running away with the league. In fact, it looks like we've only led 2 rounds of the championship so far. So we have a goal. We have a target. I'd rather promote sooner rather than later. I don't want it to take a bunch of seasons and have the team lag behind. The quicker we can move up the ladder, the better the competition is, and hopefully that'll contribute to developing the players that much faster. I mean, there's so much good to going up, and the only good thing about staying down is keeping the pressure off the players and giving them a chance to be that much better. But otherwise, it's all we want to progress. And so it is a tricky thing to promise somebody who's not developing as rapidly playing time. But of course, with playing time and happiness, they should develop faster. Speaking of, we're going to keep an eye out and we're going to see where we're at. In fact, let's look at a couple players now and kind of see. We've got lots of 7s. We're starting to see multiple 8s for the likes of Black Panther, Black Widow, mostly 7s, some 8s. Captain America, a little bit of regression still. We keep seeing regression in some of the players, but I believe Captain America is one of the ones who's been on the bench mostly. Cyclops, steady improvement right now. So we are seeing growth. Now the thing is, we have improved training facilities. We have better coaching. We're full-time. Will we see a real jump in the pacing of their development? Let's quickly push forward and see what happens with that, because I think it is absolutely time. I'm going to push forward one whole month and see what we can do. Oh, I didn't mean scouting. Schedule, the other S. Right next to it. So we're going to push forward a month. There's only 4 matches ahead of us between now and then. 1 on literally the day we're on right now on the calendar. 3 away matches. Could go poorly, but let's see what happens as we enter December. And are we going to see any development yet? Are we going to see a performance? The team's definitely performed better lately, and actually not poorly really at all at any point this season, but the results are a little mixed. Only 1 loss. Final day of November. We've used up that game in hand over the course of the last month, and we've actually lowered our position, not raised our position. We have 7 wins, 7 draws, and 2 losses on this season. So, of those, 4 games that we played, not the best results through that period. Plus 12 on the goal differential. There is nothing stellar about this team right now, other than that we're performing above what the expectation was. 28 points. We're 10 points behind Still Market, though they have played 1 more than anybody else. They're apparently one of the last 3 or 4 teams with that extra week off. Again, we have that odd number of teams in the league. 40 is the season, so we're approaching the halfway point, but not quite there. So that's at least good. There's plenty of time for this team to wake up, surge ahead. What we saw in that last year was there was really very low skill throughout the league, and the mentals just kind of carried us. What we're seeing now this year is the skill is a little bit higher in the 9th tier, and our lack of skill is definitely showing. The mentals aren't carrying us through quite as well as they did, but one thing we can see right here is that in this last month, look at the rate of progress. Look at how it's accelerated almost across the board. Not quite with everyone, but almost across the board. Oh, Iron Man. Really? No starts? Still no starts? I'm sorry. I do have it selected that they don't necessarily have to stick to the selection that I have deemed, but that's not good. We're going to have to stick to it for at least a couple matches, as Iron Man still has not been given any starts. Oops. But anyway, Hulk. Is Hulk back yet? There we go. Hulk was keeps going on trial over and over and over again to other clubs. I mean, we've got 8 starts apiece between these two, and yet he keeps disappearing on us. It is helping with his development, though, having 8 starts so far this season. All right, let's check in. We looked at the likes of, say, Black Panther. Okay, We're already seeing 9s. Look at those 9s starting to emerge. That is good. I think one thing we may have to do here to get a decent look at everyone is we're going to have to check out some development reports. Wow, look at that spike in the last month. Look at that positioning. We have never seen a rapid jump like that. I mean, we're seeing a steady increase kind of across the board, and we're seeing this their attribute range increase, but never have we seen anything like we have in this last month with Captain America anyway. Let's see how it is with the other. Cyclops also. Yes, we are seeing it. Even Deadpool, where we didn't see quite as much growth. The acceleration went almost a full point up in 1 month. Okay, so new facilities, and we're definitely seeing something. I think Doctor Strange is injured still, if I'm not mistaken. Gamora, look at that growth. Holy cow, that's 2 months though. But you can see steady growth this month. Look at Jean Grey. Wow. 10 in agility. 10 in composure. Okay. New facilities. Oh, so happy coach. I'm loving how this experiment is going so far. I'm really happy with how this is turning out. We've got some competitive challenges. What's that? Anticipation is a 10. It was an 8 last month. +2 in 1 month for anticipation. We could still win the league this season. And I'm really loving this facility upgrade and how immediate and how obvious the rate of progression increase is. That is awesome. All right. Well, we have some work to do because, 5th place. But that rate of progression is oh so nice. And, it's November, right? Another month or two. And the way our calendar is set, it's so spread out. January looks busy, but only 3 matches in December. You add another month of growth to all the players. A bunch of 9s and 10s where they were 7s and 8s just a couple months prior. Whew, yeah. Not a good month, though. Look at that. 4 draws and a loss in our last 5 matches. That's painful. We only scored 3 points in those 4 matches over that month. So, yes, we do have some difficulties to overcome performance-wise, but the rapid growth. January is a little worrying because that's still nearby. That's a lot of matches coming up in that stretch. February is good. I think by March, if we are close by the end of February, you had 3 months of growth. I think by March, we're going to be winning most of our matches. March, April, May, the rest of the season. But are we going to be close enough for those final 13 matches? If we're in contention by the end of February, I think we're going to be pretty dang decent by the start of March at the rate we're progressing. I'm going to go forward 1 more month. And then also, I think at the end of the year, that is definitely time to get on the board with another request. I don't know what that request is going to be just yet, but let's go forward 1 more month. End of December, and we have made some progress. For one thing, we moved up 2 spots to 3rd. However, we're still in a very, very tight contest from 3rd down to, say, 8th, just 4 points separating all of us, and even down to about 10th place that's all closer than what it is to the league leaders. So the gap is much bigger at the top than it is anywhere else. Now, in terms of losses, we only have 2. Girlston has 1. Stillmarket have 3 at the top of the league, but they've got 14 wins. We only have 9 of those. So the real difference is that we're drawing a lot of matches. Things are looking a little bit better in those recent matches, though. Those 3, 2 wins and a draw. So much, much better. And we went from no more than 2 goals in a match all the way back to our Girlston win. So their only loss was to us so far this season. That's a good sign. But after struggling, we've got 4 goals in each of the last 2 matches and on the road. So really, really good signs as we head into January. Is that part of the development picture that's showing? Is that just improved morale because we finally got a win after a difficult stretch? Whatever it may be, recently we're looking a little bit better. Now, the team, how are they looking? How's that development coming along? That, of course, is the one we really need to be seeing. Good progress. We're seeing, crossing came up well for Jean Grey here recently. Groot, not much, but you're still seeing some improvement. Are we seeing it settle down a little bit? I'd say probably not, actually. Maybe not as big of a jump as the previous month, but still bigger than what we normally see. Nebula, fantastic month for her. Wow, look at that development. Everything coming up. Positioning, composure, 11. Acceleration, balance, pace, stamina, strength, all hitting 10 this month. Marking, jumping to 10. So we're starting to get some quality in a lot of areas. Of course, the physical is outpacing, but that's because we're putting extra effort in and our best coach is there. So getting those things to manageable numbers where the pace is not such a problem anymore, that's going to help this team out a lot. Look at Spider-Man's growth over the last month. That is by far the best month that he has had. Star-Lord, not an amazing month, but still definitely a good month. Storm progressing well over the last month. So yes, that is a definite sign of the facilities being greatly improved, because previously our goalkeepers really, really lagging behind in so many ways. We finally got a goalkeeping coach a few months back and we saw a little bit of progress, but now the facilities, it's showing. It is showing. I'm really excited by the prospect of what's to come and our potential of hitting that goal and turning these into world-class players at some point. Wolverine, dang, look at that progress over the last few months. Wolverine was training really, really well. Has been the highest. But in terms of where they were to where they are now, you can see they're still lagging behind in so many ways. But we're seeing some mental improvements, composure jumps, and some other attributes are slowly catching up. Ant-Man, yeah, good month. Oof, Black Panther. What has happened here? Zero progress. Were they injured? Is that somebody who was out? I don't know. Good month for Captain America. Doctor Strange coming back from injury. Big improvement. All those 6s finally pushing towards 7s. So yes, I think that does confirm the facility improvement. We're seeing some definite progress. We've seen as much, if not more, progress in the last 2 months than we did in the year prior. So signs are all pointing in the right direction. Rapid improvement with the team. I think we're going to see lots and lots of attributes pushing 9 and 10 before long, and start seeing some 11s. And I think that is going to start bringing this team to a point where we are going to be a lot more competitive. And where we were struggling to 5th, we're already seeing 3rd. Level on points, yes, but I think we could really see before long that this team could take over this league. Could. Not necessarily will. Stowmarket and Girlston have a pretty good advantage right now. I think we can easily emerge best of the rest but can we catch those two with nearly half the season done now? One last thing for this episode, we're going to take a quick look and see if there's somewhere in this mix that we can find a better coach than what we have currently, so that we can start that process of upgrading the overall quality of coaching staff. So goalkeeping, still an area of weakness for us. Technical attacking is definitely a place we could see some improvement. Strength coaching and technical coaching, I think Isles has been a real weak point for us. Remember, we waited almost a year to sign on and get Isles. Let's take a look and see if we could find a better strength coach. All right, so I have selected staff role, fitness coach, and in attributes, we're going to pick highlighting the role. So for those who have not used this much, you can get very specific. We can get a fitness coach, and we can select strength, and that's going to pick what are the main areas that determine a good strength coach. Fitness, determination, discipline, motivating. Okay. With that, we can select 15s. That's not resulting in anything. That doesn't surprise me. We're not at that level yet. Matching 2 of 4. Yeah, that's not going to give us much in terms of results. We can set that to 3 of 4, and then we're going to have to start decreasing. What can we get? Still not much. So bringing that down even to a 5, well, we had a 3. So this is already a positive sign of we can get something a bit better. At the moment, though, that's 3. That's it. So why don't we go back, edit, and just take fitness coach and get rid of the rest. We'll do a match 0 of 4 and see what we can get for any fitness coach. Now, before, this search gave us literally nothing. Isles responded to an advertisement that we put out for months and months. So actually, we can get a little something here. But it's not really an improvement. The best we can get right now is a level 3 fitness coach, which is what we have already. So no, we cannot yet improve our fitness coach. So back to waiting on that part, I guess. We have waited a little while, though, on asking the board for something new. We need to figure out what to ask of them and then go from there. I'm definitely under the assumption that if we ask to improve the facilities again this soon, that it's going to be denied just because it's too soon. So there really isn't a lot of options right now. I mean, we're doing okay in so many areas. We could increase junior coaching budget or increase the youth level, which really isn't going to help us in any way, but I don't know what else to do. We can't expand the ground. We've already tried. So where do we get something? I don't know. Youth recruitment, maybe that's another one, but it's kind of the same thing of not really helping us, but that's also the youth facilities. We did it just because we recently increased the number of coaches allowed. Maybe we can increase coach salaries as something, but I think let's take an easy one. We'll take an easy out, and a little bit later we'll focus on something that will actually help this. But let's see if we can ask about increasing youth level. It looks like it's planned. It's going to happen. So there you go. We've already seemingly successfully done that one. So, and there it is. Youth level to be increased from category 0 to category 4. Wow, that's a pretty drastic increase. So nice to actually have some sort of progress somewhere, somehow. Really looking at what we have for a manager and his profile. You know, the attributes are there. It suggests determination's an 18. That's very high. We're not going to always get everything, but 18 out of 20 is a very good level. Working with youngsters is looking good. Defending, tactical are looking good. but we still need a lot of improvement in other areas. I would absolutely ask to increase our coaching license, but we're already doing that, and we already got that. So we're going from a Continental B to a Continental A license. There's still a little room for progression there, and we should see some nice results in our coaching attributes coming back from that. It'd be really nice if we can get a point here where it matters, but even just picking up the other areas would be nice. We're slowly bringing up the other things like the player knowledge. That was nothing. It's already up to a 3. The man management, the motivating, if we could pick up some points there, that would be very, very handy. For now, though, that is going to do it for this episode. We've definitely progressed. I'm going to push forward partway, at least through January, maybe through all of January. I think we only have a few matches in January. No, January is a little busier. So we will push forward at least through the next 3 or 4 Stow Market. That's what we'll pick up for the next episode, is going against the league leaders, Stow Market, at home as we enter the second half of the season. That does it for this one. I'm Decathlon Gamer. Thanks for tuning in. Be sure to hit that like button, and I'll see you next time. Have a good one. Be safe out there, and bye for now.